It was the largest moving object ever built by human hands, a marvel of engineering and luxury, the Titanic. But in the early hours of April 15, 1912, this grand ship met a tragic fate in the freezing waters of the North Atlantic. Over 1,500 people perished in one of history's most infamous maritime disasters. This is the story of Titanic, its rise, its fall, and the lessons it left behind. In the early 1900s, the world was in a race for bigger, faster, and more luxurious ships. The White Star Line, a British shipping company, wanted to dominate the transatlantic passenger market. They commissioned 3 massive ships: Olympic, Titanic, and Britannic, but the Titanic was to be the crown jewel. In 1909, construction began in Belfast, Ireland. Over 3,000 workers toiled for 2 years to build this floating palace. At 882 feet long and weighing over 46,000 tons, Titanic was the largest ship of its time. It was designed with cutting-edge safety features, including 16 watertight compartments. Many believed it was unsinkable. After a successful launch, Titanic underwent sea trials. On April 10, 1912, it was ready for its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, to New York City. Excitement filled the air as passengers boarded. Titanic carried over 2,200 people, rich and poor, famous and unknown. Among them were some of the wealthiest people in the world, including business magnate John Jacob Astor IV, millionaire Benjamin Guggenheim, and Macy's co-owner Isidor Straus. But most were ordinary travelers, immigrants chasing a new life in America. First-class passengers dined in elegance, surrounded by chandeliers and fine china. Meanwhile, in third class, immigrants huddled in simpler cabins, dreaming of opportunity. On April 11, 1912, Titanic left Queenstown, its last stop before heading across the Atlantic. Captain Edward Smith, a seasoned sailor, was in command. He was set to retire after this voyage, but fate had other plans. It was a cold, clear night. Titanic sailed at nearly full speed, but below the surface, danger lurked. Throughout the day, Titanic received multiple iceberg warnings from other ships. But in the rush of communication, not all messages reached the captain. Frederick Fleet, look out, iceberg, right ahead. At 11:40 p.m., a towering iceberg appeared directly in Titanic's path. First Officer Murdoch ordered the ship to turn, but it was too late. Titanic's side scraped the iceberg, tearing a 300-foot gash along its hull. At first, many passengers felt only a slight jolt, but below, the sea was already claiming Titanic. Captain Smith speaks with Thomas Andrew. The shipbuilder Thomas Andrews said that the ship won't last more than 2 hours. Titanic's fate was sealed. It could stay afloat with 4 flooded compartments, but 5 were breached. The ship was doomed. Chaos erupted. Titanic carried only 20 lifeboats, enough for about half the people on board. The women and children first rule was enforced, but lifeboats left half empty in the panic. Montage of tragic moments: Benjamin Guggenheim dressing in his finest clothes, Isidor and Ida Straus refusing to leave each other, bandleader Wallace Hartley and his musicians playing "Nearer, My God, to Thee." Amid the panic, moments of bravery shone. The band played until the very end. Some chose to die with dignity, while others desperately clung to life. At 2:20 a.m., in the freezing Atlantic, over 1,500 souls perished. Only 706 survived, rescued hours later by the RMS Carpathia. The world was in shock. Investigations followed. Rules changed, lifeboats became mandatory for all passengers, and ice patrols were established to prevent future tragedies. For decades, Titanic lay undisturbed at the ocean's floor. In 1985, Dr. Robert Ballard found the wreck, finally bringing closure to a mystery that had captivated the world. Montage of modern ships, safety measures, and Titanic's legacy in film, books, and history. Titanic was more than a ship. It was a symbol of human ambition and the limits of technology. It taught us the cost of arrogance and the importance of preparedness. More than a century later, its story still echoes across time, reminding us to respect the sea and value every human life. And Sir Titanic remains, both as a ghostly reminder and an enduring legend. Please, if you enjoy the story, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. See you next time.